Hi, I'm Jim W6LG, your ham radio Elmer here on YouTube. Welcome to my radio room in Rockland, California. David W6DGH sent his Yaesu FT70D to me because at the end of the last video I was questioning whether or not a name brand transceiver like ICOM or Yaesu or Kenwood would have the same issues on transmit that the Tidradios did, with one exception, and the Baofengs for sure did. So I've done the test. Let's take a look at the results. You might find them interesting. It's kind of as predicted, but here we go. We're going to start with the Tidradio, two of those, and the Baofeng. So I'm going to start out with Tidradio number one, and just to point out, I've got 30 dB of attenuation in. This is the 0 dB line, so I'm not overdriving this spectrum analyzer by any stretch. And the general noise level is about 60 dB down. This hit a peak at 57.6 dB down. So let's start with the first Tidradio, and I'm going to key it 2 times. Okay. It's got a bunch of harmonics that are down about 30 dB. Sorry, let's call those parasitics. The harmonic is down plenty, but there's all kinds of trash going on up and down the bands, several. So it's basically not usable, and really it has a trashy output, and that's where it belongs, in the trash. And I've keyed it again, same response. And I'm not overdriving the spectrum analyzer. So I'm going to move along to Tidradio number 2 and see what it looks like. All right, it doesn't look so bad. The maximum signal is right about 0 dB, and this is about 45 dB down, so that would be good. That one passes. I key it again to make sure I get the same response. And here we go. And I do. Okay, so note that that's 0.1 dB, so I'm not going anywhere near the maximum signal. Here's the Baofeng. It's got a parasitic. It's also got a parasitic. Let's look at that real quick. Okay, the second harmonic isn't bad, but it's got this parasitic here. The second Baofeng. Let's back that up just a bit. So this is up 6 dB from the 0 line. This is minus 11, so that is 6 and 11, 17 dB down. And that's right where the second harmonic would be. And we'll go and transmit again. Same result, basically. 5 dB and about 11 dB. I was up at 16 dB. All right. And this is the Yaesu. So let's stop this real quick. This is the Yaesu, and its signal is 3.4 dB. So the 30 dB of attenuation is in. It is at 3.4. This line is about 0 dB down. So you can see in the neighborhood of 60 dB between this, and if there is a second harmonic, I can't see it. Doing it again, same result. 3.4 dB above the 0 line, and that could be a second harmonic or just noise that happened to peak. Yeah. So the Yaesu price tag is, I think Yaesu has some down to just above $100. And the Tidradios I bought, I think they were like $40 at the time. Which do you want to have in your hand? and really, God forbid that you're transmitting on top of fire dispatch or the local police. How are you going to explain that away? What in the world could you possibly say to excuse that kind of thing? You might lose your license over it. Chances of that happening, pretty slim, but I'm not going to risk it. Especially since, like I said, some of the Yaesu, I think one of the ICOMs, are just around $100 or a little above. And that was, this is happens to be, have the fusion radio in it, so it's more expensive than some others. By the way, this thing is fairly heavy. What have you tested? What have you found? Do you have a neighbor who's got a spectrum analyzer where you can set it up? It's a pretty easy thing. Put an antenna on the spectrum analyzer, go across the room, and key the handheld and see what it looks like. I don't know. And again, let's talk about dB really quickly. So if the signal is down, if the harmonic is down 10 dB, that's 1/10, right? So 1 and 1 0 at 10 dB. At 20 dB, it's a 1 and 2 0, so it's down 100th. If your handheld is into an amplifier or has a gain antenna, it may be down 100 times at 20 dB down, but is that going to be enough to keep you from interfering and or causing a problem? At 60 dB down, which is what the Yaesu tested, that's a 1 and 6 0, so 1/1,000,000th drop in signal strength. I haven't checked the output yet, but let's say it's 5 watts, so it would be 1/1,000,000th of that 5 watt. I can't even tell you what. 0.00000. In any case, what do you think? Again, I tested these using the stock antenna. This one I marked with yellow for Yaesu. Bob Heil got me trained to mark various things with the colors. Kenwood is red. ICOM is blue, Yaesu is yellow, and I pretty much stuck to that. It's made a great way to figure out which is which when you're searching through a box of. I don't have one here. I do have one. This, by the way, is one that I bought for the ICOM, and it's blue. By the way, this is a Heil cable, and it's really well made. The connector for the front of the transceiver, and that I couldn't make it as good as this is. I can make a stab at it, but I hate those. Forget what they're called, with the 8 pins and the pin in the middle. Even if you clip the unused pins out of the way, there's still a booger to work with. If you have not subscribed, please do that. I'm right up against the 50,000 mark. And if you can, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down as you feel appropriate. And write a comment. What do you think? What do you think? I'm Jim, W6LG, in Rocklin, California, saying thanks for watching. See you the next time.